Hi, bosses, she boss, lady boss, girl boss, sir. I'm back with another video, and my video is about basically um my experience with renting. Yes, my first apartment. So let me get into it. So basically, I have my first apartment, got my first apartment about 3 years and some ago. Last December would have been 3 years, I believe, 23rd of December. Yes, so 3 years ago, on the 23rd of December, I moved into my first apartment. My first apartment was like, well, I'm living in the Caribbean. I don't want to say how much it was, but it was good enough for me. It come basically furnished. It had chairs. Well, semi furnished. Basically, it had chairs. Come with a bed, wardrobe. Come with a dresser. So yeah, it was nice. Nice tiles on the ground. The wall was clean. The cupboard was. Everything was nice. So and I live near the road. So well, not on the main road, but I live near the road. So I I was living in Richmond Park, and then I moved out and I went in an apartment to rent an apartment in Otley Hall. And for well, most Vincentian, you don't know, Otley Hall is a place that people consider to be Gaza, as you say. Um, to be like one of the worst, should I say, village in SVG because of crimes and so on. Not that the village is not nice or so on, but that's people mentality. But I was living there for like 3 years and nobody troubled me. I didn't trouble anybody, So and when I remember when I just moved in my apartment that people who knew were asking me like, "Oh, you're you moving in Atley Hall and people moving out," and it's just like, well, I didn't pay no mind to none of that. I just went with God, do my thing. And I remember before I got that apartment, I went other places to check apartment to see, to compare price, location, size, and what's not. And yeah, I went in some nice place, but as soon as I stepped into that apartment, I just know instantly that yeah, that was mine. And yeah, I was praying for it, and you know, when I got it, everybody went, "Oh, what a bad," but trust me, I did not regret. Me living on my own, me renting that apartment, I have no regrets because I had a wonderful landlady. Yes, Miss Jack. I had a very wonderful landlady named Miss Jack. She is one of the few person in my life that kind of restore to me like faith in humanity, because like you go through life and you go through so much struggle and so much trial, and people oppress you and you feel down, and it's just like she are one of the few person in my life who made me believe that there are still decent human beings, like they are good people still, you know because this world is just cruel and so on. And yeah, so big up to Miss Jack. Very, very wonderful lady. That is one of the best person I think I will ever meet in life. Yeah. So yeah, most of the times when I needed somebody to talk to, I could always count on her. Even if I'm not living there anymore, I'm not in rent anymore. I'm not renting anymore. Praise God for that. But I do miss over there, because she and I were close. When I needed advice, I could talk to her about anything, and even the job that I have, she's the one who did my application for me, and very, very wonderful person. Trust me, it's like a sister. Yeah, so praise and thanks. I end up exactly where I was supposed to end up, and I did not regret. Never ever had one thought to say that, boy, me regret I come in renting, me regret me coming renting. Me regret me come at Leha. Never had no regret and think that better me go back home or me regret me ever going and renting. Never in my life have I ever thought that. There were times when things was so nice, like good, like I don't know, good, wonderful. And there were times when things were a little shaky, and there were times when it was a little, yeah, like maybe 3 months when things was a little shaky for me. Yeah, things was rough because I had walk off of a job, and I was home, and I was sick. I keep getting this cold over and over and over and over, and I don't know. I think, what did I do to get rid of that? I think I boiled garlic and something else and drank it, and it's just keep getting this cold all the time. That was after COVID and all them times, so probably all that too. So I don't know. And she never show me, Mrs. Chat never, my landlady never ever 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 show me no bad face with that. And when I start walking, bam, paid her, and and so on. So she never showed me any bad face with that. And she was always nice. She was always, don't mind, you see the video is rocking. I'm on my bed, so um what does make the difference sometimes is when you have like a good landlord or a good landlady. Yeah, that does make the difference sometimes. Also, um my experience, I gain a backbone with life, certain things because I was home, and it's like um I don't go out much and so on. I didn't get to experience much of adult life in terms of paying bills, doing things for myself specifically. So I really, really enjoyed that. I was adulting, and I'm still adulting. So I enjoy that again. I gain a backbone, can stand on my own, solve things on my own, wake up in the, I'll pay my own bills, and, I had, and what's so funny about me and that first apartment, I used to be home for years and not get a work, or sometime when I get a work, it just feel like a little, let me talk my dialect. Just for a little while, a couple of months, or like a year or so. Because sometimes you get a work when you live country, everybody know that. When you live country, sometimes you get a work in town, and when you get the work, time the passage money for the your passage money, fare, bus fare money comes out, you just left with a little. So majority of the time when I was home, I was out of work. And as soon as I move into that place, to my first apartment, 2 weeks after, well, they could less than 2 weeks after I got a work, I got a job, So I was, and then I went in for my internet, bought a nice big fridge, bought a nice little dining table, just, I don't know, I never ever regret living on my own, and I never regret leaving home because I've grown a lot, and I learned like how to manage money more. You have your bills to pay, it's you alone. So living on your own is not easy. Don't mind I talking like this. I'm enjoying it. I enjoyed it. Well, I enjoyed it when I was renting. And I had my first apartment, yes. But it's not easy because if you say you quit your work, you have to find money for your rent. You have to find money for your bills when the time comes. So living on your own have its pros and it have its cons, right? So yeah, I learned to budget better. Money management is the key when you're an adult. Okay. Um I learned I have a sense of peace. I had a sense of peace because you wake in the morning, is your place, you alone live there. I'm talking about when you're living by yourself, right? Some people have roommates. From the get go, I said I didn't want any roommates. I don't want no roommates because when me left my chicken back and me chicken back and breadfruit pan my stove, me go back and make it pan the stove. When me left me nice little piece on the stove or in the oven, I want to go back there and meet it. I don't want no confusion because my hand does I have no control over my hand. Just kidding. Yes, so I didn't want to confront anybody about anything, so I said if I get an apartment, I'm gonna get an apartment that's me alone live. You understand? And when you clean your place, when me clean my place, me I go back and meet it clean. Understand? Me in a clean place, go sleep, wake up and place. People mess up place and have to go clean it back again. And if then you not clean it, noise or nothing like no. When I clean it, me clean the place, I come back and meet it clean. Right, and it's you alone. Sometimes you don't have to clean for these. Me like sweep and map. Me like map especially. Especially me their kitchen. If the place something my map 2 times with it. Once I'm busy in the kitchen. So um yeah, there's a sense of peace when you're living on your own. You have freedom. You wake when you want. You sleep when you want. You know what I mean? You even clean when you want. But the thing is, how is you alone the place that they clean because nobody else and they to make mess except you? So yeah, I like that. And well, when I say um wake when you want, obviously you have to wait to go to work. But what I mean is like you just have the freedom. If when you come from work you just want to bathe your skin, eat something and just relax on the bed, you do that. Nobody to tell you what to do, nobody to control you, and so on. So nobody you have to share anything with, room with, or you don't have to worry about noise. Somebody you renting, your like your we call it roommate have to keep nice, noise and no. So, but some people have good roommates, so don't make me change your mind if you think that you need a roommate. You think it will be safer for you. Don't make me change your mind because not everybody is the same. I heard a lot of bad things before I go into rent. Everybody been telling me about landlord this and landlord. Had a whole lot of bad stories about landlord. So I was fortunate enough to have a good landlady. So don't make me change your mind because everybody is not the same, right? So yes, I enjoy the peace that came with that, you know. So it just changed your whole perspective of how you you view things and how you also do things. Because now that you're living on your own, you can do different things in terms of like okay, you come home, you're tired, you can go and sleep. Nobody around to keep nice, in the house that can wake you. So I just love that. I really, really enjoy that. And where I was living a little above the road. So if you could pass down there and I can go out and look down by the you call along there again, where the ships are, shipyard. And I used to enjoy when it used to light up. I don't think it's lighting up now, but when it used to light up down there at night, I used to just come out in my porch, on my porch, sit down and just have a little sip and just look at wonderful sunset. Actually, I'll have some wonderful, wonderful sunset. So if you live in a good spot in Atlee Hall, trust me, over there have some nice, wonderful sunset. You understand? And sometimes when my skin used to hot, they watching movies in the night. Sometimes people say over the days and that, but I used to go in my porch and sit down all after 20 night, all after one. Not a soul not doing me nothing, not a soul in troubling me. You understand? I enjoy that very much. Very, very much. You understand? And people say, oh, Cindy live in a big wall house. Actually, yes, maybe live in a big wall house, but the big wall house I've been for me own. No, not been for me own. So, you know, but yeah, I just really enjoy my first experience renting. And I will encourage people, if I know in my younger years, if I know renting was like this, and I know sometimes it's hard when it's you alone because every little thing you have to do for yourself. But I grew up tough. So if I know renting was like this, years ago I would have been in renting. To be honest. There's a peace that come with having your own apartment that you don't really get around living with people, whether they are doesn't matter how close they are to you. Whether they are family, whether they are friends, whether they are you know. So trust me, I love that. Yeah, so as I say, if I clean my place, I wake up and meet it clean. If I cook, I go back and I meet my food there. And as I say on the flip side, because it's you alone, for instance, if you want something nailed onto the wall so you can hang pictures or something like that, especially if you're a woman, you have to know how to handle your hand. Yes? You have to know how to handle your hand. Yes, so it's you alone, you have to do that. You don't have anybody who could do that unless you have some of your neighbors and so on. So, yeah, everything that's behind you. To clean will be on you. To pay your bills when the month come and so on, everything is, you have to do them. But once you're working, you're doing a stable job, trust me, just handle your business. Handle your business. So, yeah, you have to feed yourself, pay your bills, and do all those things. So keep in mind, renting is not easy, but it's easier if if you have a job, like a stable job. One year now you can go there the next year, next 6 months, right? Um, do I ever felt like I've never felt like I was threatened or anything like that, but me and like one guy named Monster, Big Head Monster, um, getting a bacchanal because a piece of land by the road where I put a little parlor. He claiming the land and the land is reserved land. Nobody can own the land. It can't be bad. I don't even want to go into that. That man is a clown. But anyhow, God is good. God is good. And me and everybody been living peacefully. And I'm an introvert, so when sometime I don't work 6 o'clock, by 6:30 I reach home. Yes, I reach home. Bathe my skin, eat something on my tablet or on my phone, or maybe go and watch TV and just relax. Sunday time weekend also I just come out, wash wherever, clean my porch wherever and so on and inside. Sometimes when my neighbors, I have a few nice neighbors too. Yeah, one like Miguel, he was nice. We have um Fraser, really Razor. Yeah, Razor. He been nice. We had Taz been nice. So he have a few good neighbors over there. I had a few good neighbors. Yeah, so well, the house that I was, my apartment was very neat, as I said, clean, and I had burglar bars on all my windows. So I never I never closed my windows. And the same as where I'm living here now, I have burglar bars. You see my window is open behind me there. That's I like plenty breeze. I like to feel cool. I rather cool than hot in terms of weather. Yeah, so um yeah, I never used to close my windows. So yeah, so I just I had a wonderful experience renting, and the experience that I gained, trust me, I would not trade it for the world. You just learn a lot of things on your own, and also when you have your own apartment and you move from where you're living, from family, friends, also, you just really know who are your real friends and who are your real family members. Who come and look for you, make sure okay, message you, call you, alright, this and that. Well, me never get none of that. But me enjoy my time still. Me have a couple of friends come and see me. Some I think like one came from Spring Village, all the way from Spring Village. One came from one from Richmond Park, one from Peruvianville, one from I don't remember where he from. Yeah, so a couple of my friends come and see me, and I had my best friend at the time from Belmont. She came and see me. Yeah, so a couple of my friends come and see me, but big up to them still. Big up to them. Yeah, so you just really get to see people's true colors. You just get to know like who cares about you in terms of like, who checking up on you and things like that. And as I say, you just gain a backbone because you experience things on your own and you want to push forward in life. You set goals. I have goals that I set, and I'm trying to you can't talk everything. So the reason why some of you in prospering is because I just talk everything. It's not everything you have to talk. Sometimes you just have to keep back some things and just give people a surprise. So yes, what is what I regret living on my own. Well, one thing I regret living on my own is I had a dog home and I didn't bring the dog. I was saying I was going for it when I have my own do place, as in like my own. But then I did change my mind because yeah, as I said, I was renting for 3 years. So I'm thinking the second year when I was renting, when I was thinking to go up for it, to go back for it. Um, well, I left it with family members, so not that I left it on its own, but I love the dog. But I had a feeling if I brought it down where I was staying, that those other dogs down, they have a lot of dogs down there, they would have just like, dogs fight, and I didn't really want that. But it's better I did do that because I think it's the year after I was renting, the second year when I was renting, I got news from my dad that someone poisoned the dog. Yes, that hurt me a lot because that particular dog, there was a moment when I was leaving home when nobody but me was in the house for like over 9 months, and that dog was my only company. So we created a bond with each other, and yeah, and till this day I just be thinking about it, and I that one of my biggest regrets. Yeah, so I don't know why some people so wicked. You just set poison so that animals can eat it so they could die. Anyway, yes. So if you're thinking about renting is rent. Okay, let me say having your own apartment. If you're thinking about having your own apartment, go ahead and do it. Trust me, once you have a job and you could pay your bills, trust me, that peace of mind alone is going to make you feel like you're in heaven. You might not always have food and the nicest thing to eat, but once your bills don't pay, you feel light and nice. You understand? But to tell you honest truth, I used to overeat on my apartment. And sometime I just sit down and think and say, God, so much people had bad experiences when they went and rent, and you just give me a good one, you know. So yeah, it was rough, but trust me, when I say you have to pay your rent and your bills and your internet, you have to eat, passage, and you want like a niceness now as a woman, you know. So, but it was nice. It was nice. I loved it. If you're thinking about renting, go for it. If you're thinking about having your own apartment, getting your first apartment, especially, go for it. Trust me, the peace of mind is worth it. And I don't know, you just feel at home with yourself. You understand? So whether you're going through something and you're thinking about leaving, or you're wondering, boy, if I leave and I go and I rent, I probably might end up in a problem and stop working somehow or the other, and then end up and get kicked out. I thought about all those things before I go and rent. Me think about all them kind of thing before me go and rent. Me even dey saying to myself, boy, if me go, me might have to come back home also, but me not go come back home, rather go beside and sit down. Me just say that. But never happened so, and yeah, it just trust me. And yeah, I used to be picturing me had to leave renting just before I go in renting. I wasn't working at the moment when I go in renting, but I can handle my hand in the kitchen. So I started out to like do um lunch, prepare lunch and sell. But when I was to do that, I got the job. So I ended up on doing the job first, and then you know that's after. So yeah, if you're thinking about renting, getting your own apartment. Let me say, just getting your own apartment. Go for it. Go for it, and you could do it. When I was to go, I was walking, as I say, when I just going to rent, and I keep saying to myself, boy, how may I make it? How may I make it? Next 2 months or so, cause I think I would have gotten through for the first month or first 2 months, but if you could save up some money before you go, so that in case any mishaps so that you could fall back on that same money, that will be good. I didn't have that privilege, right? Yeah, so before I go into renting, I said to Lord, me know me have to move because certain circumstances, I have to move. You understand? Not comfortable, but me no know how me going go pay this and pay that, and pay my rent, and especially for them like second month, so me say, Lord, I step out in faith. Me say, Lord, me step out in faith. I step out in faith. Please bless me with that job because me need to pay me bill, me need to pay me rent. 2 weeks, me just stay home. Me used to stay home. And for 1 year, 2 year, me not work. Just because you live a country, when I get a work, quite a town. And time I take out passage for that, you come down to nothing. You understand? But better, a little better than none still, eh? Yeah, so that's him. God made me a step out in faith. Me I know how me can go do this, but please be with me and God just take care of everything. Me go in a all apartment, go see apartment before me see that one apartment there. And I saw me renting that 2 apartment that's bigger than that. That's big and have more room and have more extra room in there, and you know and have stuff in them. But as soon as me step into that apartment, I know that that was the one for me. Yes, the Holy Spirit impressed upon my heart that that was the one for me, and I never regret. And I believe if I did go any other place, I would have regret. I would have regretted. So I'm just thankful that everything worked out okay. I'm not there anymore. I left, and yeah, me miss Lonely. Not tell no lie, me miss Lonely. Me love here where I am. I love here, but where we really miss Lonely is that 5 minutes you catch a van and reach home. Guys, that was just Atlee Hall. Atlee Hall is just 5 minutes from town. So 5 minutes me reach home. Me reach home quarter past, 15 past, and also, especially maybe I walk by body. 15 minutes me don't reach home. Yeah, so I'm thankful for the experience, and all the good and the bad work together for good. Or should I say all the bad work together for good? Yeah, so it was a learning experience, and I will not trade anything for it. There's certain things that I learned there that I never learned in life, and me just love me just love the feel of independence and so on. And sometimes I can even tell people how I live, you know. So when I say that, it's like sometimes I feel like people think you're down and out, like you have like things that bad with you, or just let them think what they want to think. Then God is blessing you. God is blessing you. When they're thinking that God is blessing you, but they don't see you, so they don't know, you know. And when I say that, is because since I move out, people who never used to talk to me, like from up by my area, you'll meet them at, oh, Cindy, a long time in I see you and this and that. Yes, oh, good afternoon. Yes. And me gone. Because nobody not question me. Some people don't just want no and no and no and no. Like Noah. You know? No. Mm-mm. So um anything else? Yes, so love the era. Regardless of what people say, me love Atlee Hall. Regardless of what people say, me love Atlee Hall. Right? Me love the era. Me love the proximity to Kingston, to the capital Kingston. And the area where I was living, I love how it's oblique above the road. So when people pass, Nafu, you know, they look above, just right boundary with the road, but just look above. So, you know, and I had a wonderful landlady, as I told you. Wonderful, wonderful person. God bless her. You understand? Always there to give me advice. Sometimes check up on me, make sure me okay, and you know, since sometime here water thicker than blood, you know. But yeah, me just had a good experience. There were rough times, I know. Don't get me wrong, there were rough times, but it was okay because God was with me. So if you're thinking about renting, go with God. Understand and pray about your apartment. So as soon as you're reaching your apartment, you know you could feel a sense that okay, yes, it belongs to me. You don't feel like you're at home. You understand? So just be thankful for life and just trust God, trust the process, trust God process, and whatever He wants for you and will for you, you're gonna get it. Understand? So even if you're scared to go anywhere, I was scared too. And when I at least some of you have jobs. I do not have a job when I move out and go into rent. You know? So just be thankful. Once you could pay your bills, you will be fine. You will be more than fine, matter of fact, because God always will be there with you. Just just trust Him. That's all I can say. Just trust God. Yeah, so sometimes you have to just step out in faith, let go, and just let God. So thank you and see you in another video, and I hope this video was helpful. Bye.